Alright, what's up ladies and gentlemen? We are back. I'm feeling a little bit better now, so we're gonna do some stuff. Not 100% yet, but still working through it. So we're going to show you what I did. Got the engine back in. So there you go. The engine is back in, and what I did today was, well, actually backtrack a little bit. I finished the oil pan. So here's the oil pan. And I'll take one of these bungs off so you can actually see what's going on here. I do have some pictures of this, but I'll probably just show you in the video. So I do have the stainless bungs welded on there now. And I got the straight AN fittings. These are -10. And what I think I might do is drop it on the floor while I'm trying to explain it to you. And then talk about possibly doing a 45 fitting. So I got some straight fittings. This one should be fine to clear, but this one I may need a 45, so I might just do some 45s. I feel like it would be a better angle coming from the turbo, but we'll see. We're gonna try the straight fittings first and see what happens, just because that's what I got. And if it doesn't work, then we'll adjust and figure something else out. So I really like how the pan turned out. I did do the gloss paint on it, and it looks, aside from this little mark where you can see the powder coat peeled away when I welded it, it looks pretty much just like it came from LOJ. The gloss matches, everything looks really good there, so I'm pretty happy with how that went. What else you got? So put the intake on because I wanted to measure up the fuel rails and the fuel system. So you see I got the regulator sitting on there, and I think that's exactly where I want to put it, because I actually did mount the -8 push lock line to the rail. So I think this is how I'm going to do it for now without the regulator. I think just to get it started and test fire, I'm going to do a stock regulator setup and fuel pump. And I know the stock setup probably isn't going to get me too far, but really what I'm looking for is just test fire, get it running, and get it kind of running and driving before I even get into boost, and then I can worry about upgrading everything later. I have the fuel pump for it, but I don't think I'm going to hook up the return setup yet. What I think I want to do is wait until I get like a dual pump setup and then hook this regulator up when I do the return, which may not be too long after I get it running, but I would like to just kind of get it running and driving first. I think that will be the easiest, fastest thing, and it would probably actually do pretty well with a stock pump. We'll see how far that goes. Well, I should clarify. We'll see how far that goes without pushing it too far. Just like get it running, driving out, probably making it a couple pounds of boost, because when I did the V8 swap with the 5/16 fuel line, I was able to, without even turning on power enrichment or anything in the tune, it was still like a fat 12 air fuel ratio, wide open throttle through all the gears with this pump that's in there. So I think it'll go a little bit farther and probably be able to make a few pounds of boost safely, and then we can do the other stuff a little bit down the road. So that's kind of where we're at right now. What else do we want to do today? One thing I know I want to do is I want to chop this steam vent line off. So I'm gonna do just the front port steam vent, but I do want to pull this thing off of the throttle body because it hits on this side of the water pump. So I'll probably just chop that thing off, and then I can run the steam vent to one of the other tubes or something. Maybe I'll even try something different and run it to the water pump fitting. I like to a water pump fitting. I don't usually like to do that because if you think about it, if you're in a pickle when you're driving around somewhere, you could just, if you have it going to like upper heater hose or something instead of the water pump, you could just swap the water pump. Water pump fails if you're on the road. You don't have to drill and tap the hole. You could just swap the water pump and then be in the same situation. So if you have it drilled and tapped here and you have a water pump failure for some reason and you have to swap the pump, you could just swap a pump in from any parts store and be on the road without having to buy additional tools if you didn't have them to drill and tap and get yourself going there. So that's kind of my thought process and why I don't usually like to do the drill and tap for the steam vent. And oddly enough, I do have all of the fittings that I need to run this right now. I have like a dash 8 to straight push lock, dash 8 to straight push lock, but I don't want to use them right now because I am going to use this regulator and those fittings that I have, that I bought for this, on the truck. So tomorrow I'm going to be putting this on the truck. That should be tomorrow's video. I want to change the regulator and return setup and then see if that helps my issue that I've been having. I did buy another one of these already. It's on the way, and all the other fittings are on the way. So I'm just going to switch this one, put it on the truck, and then when the other stuff comes in, we should be good to throw this in place. Alright guys, so for this video, I think what I want to do is get some things out of the way that I probably wouldn't do or I would forget to do, and I have the time right now and I don't have a whole lot of time, so they're quick. I'm gonna get them done, then they're out of the way. They're not like huge items that I would in my head prioritize, but they need to get done, so I'm gonna do them now. And one of them, like the hole in the radiator, is kind of a big deal, so I wanna fix that. The other one is painting these guys. So these things, I welded them in, notched out the frame, welded everything in. I never painted it or cleaned it up so it's not going to rust. Obviously that's going to be a problem. I need to take care of that, so I'm going to do that now. And while I got the welder out, I'm going to weld the back sides of these things. If you remember from the last video, I said that I have to weld the back sides. I just welded the front, so I'm going to do that. Get that all welded up and it'll be done. Alright guys, and speaking of welding, here's some stuff I did a while back. I didn't really show this yet, but I've just been kind of doing a lot of practice off camera welding a little bit. This is just some mild that I chopped up, you know, ground down, took the mill scale off of it and just welded up. And then did this little guy the other day. Just a little aluminum cube, just kind of putzing around, and put some nuts inside of it so I can give it to the kids. And they love this thing. It's kind of cool. This little aluminum cube welded up. Just kind of playing around, practicing some stuff, trying to get consistent a little bit with the TIG welder and practice on some different material. So that's been fun. Alrighty, so there's the little hole that I'm dealing with on the radiator. So one of my studded tires for the truck tipped over, and one of the screws from the studded tires hit this little guy and put a hole in it. And it was a pretty significant leak. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to use this pliers at first to kind of pinch this thing off. Well guys, that actually worked pretty well. I think we're going to get a new radiator. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.